everybody. Welcome to the Demonplague. I am James Ninjacasso, your dungeon master. I go by he, him, and today we have a lovely game full of cheer and brightness, and it's going to be excellent. Why don't we go around the table and introduce yourself and the character you're playing? Rudy Basso, let's start with you.
Hi, my name is Rudy Basso. I'm playing Rain Bowie, a human monk. We are now level 15. And my level 15 monk ability is that I no longer age and I don't require food or water, which is another...
You are now immortal.
It's a weird class. Whatever. I'd like to punch things harder, but you can talk to anybody. You can live forever.
Yeah, you're like Sifu from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I'm getting like weird social stuff, which is kind of interesting because I'm not a social character, but whatever. Yay!
But when you want to be, you'll be much better at it.
Everybody will believe you when you point out the werewolf in the group now.
Ah. Could be anyone. They're everywhere.
Very true. So, yes, there we have it. And TK, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello. I am TK, they, them, and I am playing Isabel Halfback, half-orc Battlemaster. For level 15, I got another superiority die. I speak English. It's really early, okay?
More coffee.
Yeah. I think I got some stuff. I don't know what it is. Oh, I got Relentless, and I got 2 more maneuvers. I don't have my glasses on, so I guess you're just gonna have to be surprised by what they are. One of them is Menacing Attack, which is great because it just means I can knock things that are smaller than me over.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you're already pretty tiny, right?
Oh, wait. Actually, now that I think about it, Menacing Attack is targets have to make wisdom saving throws against me. On a failure, they're frightened of me until the end of until the end of my next turn. So my mother-in-law powers are getting stronger.
I love that, Rudy, you were asking that question. It seemed like you were doing the calculus of like, is rain smaller?
Yeah. I think Menacing Attack, they have to be medium or smaller. I think that's what it is. Oh no, it says and the target, so it doesn't matter how big or small they are.
Excellent, nice.
So I did it. Oh, and I got Sweeping Attack, so I can expend an superiority die to deal damage to another creature when I hit with a melee weapon attack. So I could just knock everybody down. This chocolate's coming for everyone.
Yes. That's what I like to hear.
Robert got it. It's fine. As long as Robert thinks it's funny, it's okay. He's like, no,
the worst.
Not the flip-flop.
And Lauren, where can people find you? Oh, wow. What am I doing? I'm on autopilot here. Lauren, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm currently listening to them take care of the lawn outside of my apartment, so forgive me if there's a little bit of buzz in the background, but I'm Lauren. I am playing Roxy Eracook Rogue. We are both she, her, and for level 15, she got proficiency in wisdom saving throws. Yay! More importantly, mostly more fun, I got another D6 to add to my collection of D6s I get to roll when I sneak attack someone. So just so everybody is well aware now, when I sneak attack, I now get 8d6 of damage. Plus I do a d6 with my bow. Plus when I oath bow somebody, so that's 9d6. Plus I get an extra 3 for my targeted oath of enmity of the day person. So that's 9 to that's 12d6 worth of damage. Wow. I am approaching Liam O'Brien.
Why don't I get a D6? I don't want to not have to eat or drink. I want another D6 of damage. Can we trade, James?
Here's why.
Trade you, Rock.
You get to attack 13 times around.
That is true.
1. I gotta make it count.
I get a couple.
Yes.
You get 4.
I get 4.
Yeah, you get an
Plus-
absurd amount of times around.
You get to do a lot of stuff. In combat, I do one thing and I do it really well, which is kill things. So,
Yeah.
So yes. So now I actually have a wisdom saving throw to go with my wisdom, and I can kill things faster. Yay.
Excellent. Yes, that's great. And Robert, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Robert Ducci. I go by he/him. I'm playing Torsten Alehand. Torsten is a wizard cleric, and I just took my 5th level in cleric, so I get some 3rd level cleric spells, which
nice.
means I'm gonna be laying down some magic circles, so those fiends can fuck off, and some mass healing word, so that'll be nice when everybody needs a little pick me up, and just in case you fall down, I can get you back up with some revivify.
Oh, all right. I love it. Revivify happening here. Means you're all much harder to kill. So I've got to kill Robert first.
Right.
You'd say that as though that's different than since he took that first level of cleric. Basically, once he painted a big target on his back, that's why invisibility and rock is always his bodyguard.
Right.
Sorry, Torsten. James doesn't make the rules.
Yeah.
So before we get started, I want to remind everybody who is watching with us right now to look over my head right here in chat, because you viewers can go ahead and drop us some bit donations to buy people health potions, automatic successes or failures, or get an NPC named after you. By the way, I wanted to let everybody know that Josh Long has once again purchased me another failure. So thank you for that, Josh Long. These are going to come in very handy as the PCs make their way into the Demonplague dungeon. So everybody get ready for that, Josh.
Rudy already told us. You're just rubbing it in at this point.
Well, you know, I just wanted to let people... he deserves an extra special shout out because this is pretty much every week.
It's just absurd.
We're on episode 29, and I believe he's done this 29 times.
I hate this almost more than anything.
As a player, I hate it so much. As a supporter of this channel, and
Okay, yes, obviously I want my friends to succeed. Fine. I guess.
Yeah, I know. Really? I mean, gotta be...
Everybody loves a good death. Everybody loves a good death. So
No one loves
keep that in mind. Narrative.
a good death.
Yes.
Emphasis on the good, on the epic, not on the Josh Long made you die.
Stop it.
Josh Long will make no one die. He will just perhaps present circumstances that make it harder for you to live. That's really what we're talking about. So as we move in here, shift over into playing, a quick recap of what has happened on the Demonplague. Last time, you found Jalengi the Wise, a dwarf druid who could take you to Maragath's Prize, which is a dwarven ruin which holds the entrance to the Demonplague dungeon nearby. Now, once you enter the Demonplague dungeon, you are likely in there for the long haul, possibly till the end of the campaign. So this is it. Perhaps your last time seeing the sun as you move in her bird-footed hut toward Maragath's Prize. And that is where we will pick up. And Rock, I actually want to start with you. We are going to pick up. You've just made it. Everyone is drinking tea out of bird-themed glasses.
I hate this so much. This is so creepy. The verse, it's so creepy.
Yeah, it's very comfortable to say the least. But yes, it's super uncomfortable. And your friends are chatting and drinking tea, and Rock, you feel a strong hand on your shoulder, and you notice Bruce Killshatter is trying to get your attention. And he motions for you to come with him to a secluded corner of this moving hut.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's not that big, but we can do what we can, and I'll follow him wherever he wants to go. deftly avoiding anything with bird feet that isn't me.
Yeah, so as you're scooting around furniture and things like that, you notice Bruce Killshatter looks far more at ease than he has since he has returned to the world. And he looks at you and he says, little one, it's almost time for me to go. I did what I came here to do. The Comet Demon is dead, and that's who I came back to take my vengeance on.
It was that? I thought you were going to help with like the whole, with everything. I thought it was like save the world and then go back.
I've already done my part. I can feel my soul already beginning to disconnect from this body. I thought I would be able to stick around, but the anger that sustained me here has left me. I feel at peace. I think it's because I know you can do this. I have no doubt in my mind that you and your friends will succeed after watching you all. I couldn't be more proud and assured of what's going to happen next. And he embraces you in a big hug if you'll let him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as soon as he moves. Full on, with wings and everything.
And he says, I am so grateful that you were able to include me in your quest, all of your friends. And I thank you for the chance to get the closure and the vengeance I needed.
That was you were just here to help. Like you were the one who came back. You were the one who knew what to do, and you helped us just as much.
And he smiles, and he nods to you one more time and says, I think, Rock, I'm here because I was angry. You and all your friends are here because it's the right thing to do. And that ultimately makes you the heroes of this story. And I'm just glad I could be part of it.
Yeah, you don't get to call us heroes until we actually fix it, okay? I like and this isn't like, we're not doing this just to be called heroes. It's there's you're like saying all this because you're about to leave again, and I'm not happy, and I don't know what I should do. And I
think
you're gonna go, and I shouldn't stop you, but I want to.
I know. A big part of me wants to stay, but I don't belong here anymore. And I know that there is a place for you in my circus when you are done with this world too. This isn't our last goodbye. This is a mere parting of ways for now.
Okay.
But I believe in you. And he gives you another big hug. And you can actually, you hear him give a quick sob, and there are tears running down his revenant face as he looks down at you. And he turns to the rest of the room and says, everyone, I couldn't be more proud of all of you. And I know you're going to save the world. And if any of you does anything to hurt Rock, I will be back. And my vengeance will be swift.
Cool. Thanks for that touching moment. Definitely closing on a nice, friendly note.
Isabel gives Rain a good pinch.
He gives a chuckle like it was a dad joke that he was making.
Just let him do this. It's...
Is this like now? Are you going now? Is this like, does now?
And Rock, you ask that, and he's gone.
What?
Whole form has disappeared. But in his place, his cloak remains. His Bruce Killshatter cloak, that's all black, is still there.
You have to come back because you forgot your cloak. It's right here. See, it's like.
And as you're standing there looking at that, Jalengi looks at you, and her eyes start to glow. And she says, "That's quite the parting gift he left you with there." And she says, I don't know quite what it is, but it's magic.
I wish he was still in it.
I know.
Okay, well, this was good and everything, and I think somebody should keep an eye out for things. And Rock is gonna leave and go up on the roof.
Okay. Yeah, and you're able to, hang out as this chicken-footed hut moves through this petrified forest. You can see you're actually making your way to the edge of the forest and continuing further out into the valley than you all have ever really explored before. And you're making your way down there, and Jalengi pours tea for everybody else and passes around the butter cookies that are there. And she says to all of you, now, there is something that you all should know, and I'll make sure that Rock knows this too when she comes back, but I am able to temporarily connect each of you with someone that you can talk to. If there's anyone you wish to speak to before you go into this place, offer a final goodbye, if you were. Just in case. Of course, I too believe in you, just like Bruce Killshatter does. And she pulls at her collar a little bit. I can connect you with that person. So that's something to think about. I'll be able to do it today for each of you and tomorrow. So you could talk to one person twice or two people if you want to. Just something that you should be able to think about. Now, there is something else that you should know. That is that I got this. And she hands a rolled up letter to Torsten. And Torsten, it has the seal of an R and a G on it, this rolled up scroll. And she says, that hobgoblin found me and gave that to me. The one you saved before you came over here. Topher was
He has a name. That's right. Yeah. It's Topher.
Yes. He said that his master knew you would be here and to leave this for you.
I will take a look at it. I'll break the seal and see what it says.
Okay. So you break the seal and it says, good adventuring to you, all of my allies. It is harmonious to know that you have made it this far and are willing to go into the Demonplague dungeon. That's right, I have been watching you, for I am Ralakai Gravemore, powerful wizard. And I know a little bit more than just necromancy. I know some other spells too, but necromancy is the best. Totally make sure you write it down, Torsten. Necromancy, way better than divination. and then it sort of continues in this rant about necromancy for a while, and says, "But I'm getting off track. I wanted to let you know that your friend and I have worked out a cure for the demon plague. It is already on its way to Fort Kickass, where there have been several outbreaks of demon plague of late.
Oh. Ooh.
We have sent as much as we're able, but the ingredients are expensive and rare, and so there is not much to be done. However, we have a theory that if you are able to kill Zancrown before the demon plague takes effect, it will effectively end the disease in any living host that already has it. So, if it is someone who has not completely succumbed to the demon plague yet, they'll be cured, is the basic idea of this letter. In addition, we are working on what we believe may be a total reversal of the effects of the demon plague. But in order for that to work, we think that Zancrown must be killed as well. Anyway, just wanted to give you an update and remind you that necromancy is the best. Your ally, and ally is underlined, Ralakai Gravemore.
Yeah. Cool guy.
Kisses, XOXO, kisses and hugs.
Yeah.
Tell Grant Ellis I said hi. Grant
Right,
Ellington,
right.
sorry. Grant Ellington, I said hi.
No, he means Grant Ellis.
He probably does, actually.
Ralakai's
Very
above
many.
the game. He's
Yeah.
above it.
Looks
And-
through the fourth wall, just like Rock.
Yep. Every once in a while, we bump into the fourth wall together. Hey, what are you doing here? Oh, you know.
That's right. Ralakai's real name in real life, Josh Long.
I knew we should have
It
killed
all makes sense.
Yes!
Yeah.
We absolutely should have killed that guy. Okay. I'll remember this. It's fine. It's cool.
So, so that is what the letter says. And so Jalengi looks at all of you now and says, "So, is there anyone I can put you in touch with?"
Well, after that letter, I'm very interested to know what's going on at Fort Kickass. So I will ask her to put me in touch with my mom, who I think.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess my mom. Yeah, at Fort Kickass.
Yeah. So she pulls out a hand mirror and hands it to you. And she says, "Speak the name of the person you wish to see." And you see she sort of then goes into the throes of spell casting. She's quietly chanting to herself, and her eyes start glowing again, and the image in the mirror starts swirling. And as you speak your mother's name, your mother appears, and it looks like she is in a cozy room in the fort. You can see there's a fire burning in a fireplace nearby, and she looks up and she says, "Torsten? Is that you?
Yes, mother.
Oh, this is weird. I see your face. You're just like hovering there in front of me."
It's magic, mother.
Oh, of course it is. Of course. You've gotten so good with your magic. I'm very proud of you. And
thanks.
you can tell immediately something is wrong.
I say I heard there's bad news at the fort. What's going on there?
Oh, well, you're so busy, dear. It's all happened so fast, but and she gets sort of quiet and then says, "Doira, your sister. You see, she was defending the wall, and there was an attack. One of those strange undead creatures, and well, it started to climb the wall. your sister removed her blindfold to fight it, and I'm afraid... Well, I'm afraid we think she is infected with Demonplague.
When did this happen?
Only maybe three nights ago that she was guarding the wall.
What are her symptoms?
She is unusually strong, which is something that we were told to look out for. And her mind seems to be diminishing as we speak. She is more forgetful. She is not as eloquent as she once was.
Well, hopefully we are on our way to stop this, to stop all of it, and if we are successful, we think the Demonplague will be wiped out in everyone, even those who currently suffer it.
That would be excellent. There were many who were brave, just like your sister, and a limited cure has come here, but Doira has refused it in favor of others getting it first. Seems that even though she is starting to lose some of herself, she hasn't lost her heart yet.
That is good to hear. How's father and the rest of my siblings?
They're good. Your brother is well, and his children are well. Your father has even started to rebuild the Ale Hand Inn here in Fort Kickass, although we're mostly sharing everything we have. He's not really charging for ale these days. It's quite a popular figure when he gives away free ale, as it were.
I can imagine.
Yes. I am worried, Torsten. Not just for your sister, but I am worried about you. Is this something that you have to do?
Yes, we have to do this. Otherwise, everyone all over the world will continue to be in danger. This could solve everything.
She looks pained, but like super proud at the same time of what you're saying. And she says, well, you've always been the kind of person who would step up when there was an issue at hand. And I'm proud that my son is here. He was here when Tomar's Crossing needed him. He stepped up. And now, when the world needs him, he's stepping up again. I tell everybody that you are out there saving the world. And that when you are done, you are going to make a trip here to the fort and let everyone shower you with praise, which is something you were always bad at people doing. But we are going to have a party, young man, when you return.
Yes,
and
mother.
We will celebrate you.
Yes, mother.
And she starts to cry, and she says, I'm sorry, Torsten, I have to go now. I promised that I would help tend the fields, but I'm with you. Never forget that.
Always. You are always in my heart, and Eldath will watch over us in this.
And she has a symbol of Eldath around her neck, and she clutches it when you say that. And she says, you are proof that Eldath is still with us. And the image fades from the mirror. And Jalengi looks at all of you.
Can we all hear this conversation? Like, I'm just kind of like looking out the window and trying not to like eavesdrop. And if I had a phone, I'd be looking at my phone.
There are actually little rooms in the hut like little sectioned off areas for sleeping. She's prepared to have guests and stuff. So if you wanted to go somewhere else, you totally could to have this conversation.
If Kirsten went somewhere else, Isabel is like on the other side with like a glass against the door.
Like listening.
Like, hey, what's going on?
Rock is, for the first time ever, I think, on purpose trying to ignore what's going on in the hut. I think if she wanted to, she could probably hear everything, but like
Sure.
she is she's like composed herself and is now just focused on watching out for things.
She could hear things going on the other side of Fort Kick-Ass through the mirror.
Probably. She already knows what's going on, but she's like, I'm not paying attention. They deserve their space.
That's very kind. So the mirror is set down, and that is when Jalengi looks over to Rain.
Okay. I want Isabel's help when I talk to Kadra because I'm not good.
Oh, you're talking
I'm
to
not good at these things. I don't.
I thought you were calling Bajalin.
He's second on my list. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But,
You're like, hey,
I figure
we killed the dude. We're coming home.
I'm coming for you next.
Yeah.
I should probably say something, but I don't. I'm not. I lived in the woods for 15 years by myself, so I'm not good at talking. So maybe if you could help.
I would love to help.
Cyrano style.
Yes. Isabel already has like the cards like drawn up to hold.
Oh, this is so great.
Okay.
Okay.
Ring.
Yeah.
She's gonna stand on the other side of the mirror so that Kadra can't see her and just like teleprompter.
Mouthing words if
Yeah.
you need to as well. Yeah. So it comes up and Kadra looks up and she says, Rain.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Is Torsten casting this spell for you?
No. We met a druid in the woods who's got weird magic powers.
Isabel points to a card that says, I found this mirror and knew I had to call you.
I mean, no, I found this mirror and knew I had to speak with you.
Oh, that's great. About what?
She turns to the next card. It says, this is my last chance to speak to anybody, and I wanted it to be you.
We're going into the dungeon and we might not come out, and I wanted to speak with you because we might die.
Oh, and she like sits down, and then looks up at you and says, I'm glad. I want to talk with you too.
Good. We are agreed.
Isabel switches like very quickly, like scribbles on something. It's just like a bunch of question marks.
We want to talk to each other.
Then writes her first, underline.
You go first.
She says, well, I've been doing some research. It turns out Bajalin had some old tomes in his house that I was able to go through. And one of the things that I found out is that some of the souls of people who die because of the demon plague, people who are taken, some were able to be resurrected with powerful magic before their civilizations totally collapsed, but others were not. And I'm not sure exactly what the discrepancy is, but it might have to do with the dungeon. And then she like stops and she looks up at you and she says, I really just wanted to talk to you because I was afraid that I didn't get a good enough goodbye.
Isabel like has been scribbling this whole time, just like, and it's just like holds up a card that's like, "Do you like me? YN?"
Hey, me agree. I like you. Do you like me?
And she says, "Is Isabel
No, Isabel's dead.
And then Isabel says, "Hey, sweetie,
Oh, okay. She's alive.
I'm not
And-
listening."
there?" She says, "Well, Isabel, why don't you, just so you know, I think I owe you a fee because I like you too, right?"
Aw, that's so sweet.
Ah, cool.
Is this
Cool.
gonna get a little hot and heavy because I can leave?
No.
No.
You don't want me to leave. Okay, that's fine.
Whoa.
I won't. You want me? This is going to be very expensive for you.
Oh,
Uh,
what?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go get some cookies and I'll see you in a minute. Bye. And Isabel just like throws a bunch of blank cards on the ground and leaves.
Kadra is laughing and she says, "Isabel is really weird."
yeah, that's one word for it. I would agree with that word.
That's surprisingly effective.
Yeah, so we're gonna go kill Zancrown, but it's gonna be really hard, and we might not succeed. So if I die, sorry, you'll probably die next soon because he'll destroy all civilization. But if I don't die, then maybe we can have dinner and talk about this further when I get back.
She nods and she says, I would like that a lot. I would love to talk with you more when there isn't the end of the world going on."
Agreed. And also, we have to leave this stupid Luna Valley. Sorry, that will be I'm gonna shit on the Luna Valley for all of dinner, just so you know. This stupid town, the stupid. I hate it. We're going to Baldur's Gate. I want to go to Baldur's Gate, so we'll talk about that too. All right, a lot of things to talk about, but
She nods and she says, "Baldur's Gate. I don't think there's anybody who wants to kill me there, so that sounds lovely."
yeah.
And she says, "Oh, I wanted to show you something else." And she stands up, and the image in the mirror kind of follows her as she shows you in her house a mounted dragon head. And she says, "I thought maybe it was pretty cool to have this as accoutrement."
Pretty cool gift. So, you know,
Yeah, I just came from a pretty cool guy,
Yeah,
so I thought I'd hang
defeated
it up.
it in single combat, 1-on-1.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure you did. And she says, "Well, now you can't die because you owe me dinner."
Okay, agreed. Makes sense.
You hear through the door, "Dinner that you can't eat."
I don't need to eat. Doesn't mean that I can't eat it.
Yeah, you
I'm
could
immortal, by the way.
You're
So
immortal?
she's a half elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I'm not gonna die like a human would.
Yeah, you're both gonna be young and beautiful forever.
And she says, "All right, well, go kill Zancrown already and get back here."
You know it. If I do die, don't let that damn ghost drop a glacier on civilization. You stop that ghost.
Oh, are they playing? Oh my! She says, "Okay, I have a ghost to go stop. I will
Nice.
talk with you soon."
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
He comes out of the room. Isabel like scrambles away from the door from where she was like listening with her cup. She's just, "Oh, I meant to get more drink." Anyway, bye.
I am.
You hang up. No,
strutting.
you hang
I
up.
am strutting back.
Nice. It's it's that big rain energy coming in.
I hate it.
As you make your strut in, and when you come in, Wind is there with a tassel up, looking for a high five.
You know it.
Boom.
Thunderclap high five.
And Jalengi comes over to you Esbel and says, "Is there anyone you'd like to talk with?"
Isabel thinks about it for a moment and then, no, I'm sure it'll be all right.
Okay. And she says, "If you change your mind, it's here."
Oh, I won't. And Isabel pours her own tea.
And you hear her mumble something about old ladies being defensive against other old ladies.
Plus, like, I don't know if you've ever been to like a grandma's house where they have a bunch of cows and stuff in their kitchens. Like all the plates have like cows or chickens or something on them. That's what Isabel's house looks like. So she loves the decoration. She's like, hell yeah, I'm taking these teacups.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She fucking loves it.
Rock, you are out there on the roof, and you hear a window open up in the hut, and you hear Jalengi's voice call, "Rock, is there anyone you'd like to speak with before you descend into the Demonplague dungeon?"
Yeah. I'll be done in a second. Okay, yeah, sure. Everybody else is already done. I figured like Isabel would want to talk to her son or grand people something. No, everyone else is done already. That seems very fast.
Yes, everyone else is done for now. They could change their minds. We'll see.
Okay. At this point, she's like recomposed herself, and she'll fly back on down and in, and go. So like, there's nobody at the town. I don't actually want to talk to anybody. Can you just send a message to somebody? I know that like Torsten can do the thing where the like he sends a message long distance. You've done it a couple times. Can you just do that?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yeah. So I was kind of hoping I could just like send a really quick message to my dad.
And she says, "I think that's something I can help you do."
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to talk to him because he'll just argue with me and it'll just be really weird. And I haven't talked to him since I left. So, could you just, so his name is, and she will speak in Orin and say this impossibly long series of bird calls.
You see Jalengi is listening intently and then repeats it back perfectly with a perfect Orin accent as well to you.
Oh, your accent is excellent. I see you very good. Okay, yeah, so that's his name. He looks like me, except he's a little taller, not as colorful. Actually, depends on if he's molting or not. Anyway, like, so here, like, I kind of left, and we haven't spoken since, and I just want him to know that I'm okay right now, because he doesn't need to know that like things could get bad. So could you just say I'm okay, and I kind of miss everybody, and I hope they're okay.
I can.
Okay.
And so she goes into some spellcasting throws. She repeats that message in Orin. So you all hear Jalengi speak a different language, which Rain understands.
Haha.
So, and essentially says, I wanted to let you know that your daughter Rock is okay, and that she misses everybody, and she just wanted to give you that update. And so you get that message goes out, and again the Orin is perfect with Jalengi, just totally spot on, as she sits down back at the table, and she says, "I'm going to get some dinner ready for all of us, and then I think we should have a chat about the place you're going. There are some things about the Demonplague dungeon that it would be good for you to understand before you went in there."
No, it's probably a really good idea. I mean, the more we know, right?
And then she heads on over to the kitchen and starts cooking up a delicious meal. Does anybody have anything they want to do during this time, or should we skip to dinner?
So, the amulet I took off Topher and did not give back. Someone should attune it this eve. Does anyone have room? Rock or Torsten?
What do I
Like an
have?
Rock, you have your bow. Yeah, slot.
I think I'm
open
full
slots.
Oh no, I do have an open slot, but
Okay.
but if you offer it, so Rock will say, well, Thurston probably makes more sense because like I can stay far away from things, and that's where like close up is where people get in trouble. So maybe he should have it.
That seems like a good idea. Do you have space,
I have
Torsten?
room. I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then why don't you take it? So.
Okay.
Okay. I feel good. 3 of the 4 of us are immune to the demon plague. Plus, I mean, it doesn't even matter because we're gonna kill a guy and it's gonna get reversed anyway. So.
There you go. Did anyone pick up the cloak that Bruce left?
Oh
behind?
yeah.
Or is it still just sitting there on the floor?
On the floor.
I'm using it as a lap blanket.
Okay. All right. So I guess he left a nice cloak. Is it anything cool?
Oh, it's very nice.
Okay. I hope you like it.
I mean, it is lovely stitching and crafting, but there is more to it than that as well.
It's a little gaudy for me, but I'm sure a circus performer would probably love it.
Oh, I was picturing it being super goth.
Yeah, it is.
Picturing it like
Isabel's just being a
It's like
okay.
bitch. Isabel is very passive aggressively giving you the cloak.
Okay. Rock will read you and take it, even though she kind of doesn't want to.
Well, I could always keep it. Do you think I should keep it? I mean, I don't know how it would look with this plate. What do you think? She like drapes the end of it across her shoulders, just like, what do you think?
Well, are you into like the black and the black thing?
Not really, but I suppose if somebody's going to wear it, it might as well make someone who makes it look good, you know.
Well, anything looks good on you, doesn't it? You know that.
I know. Thank you. You're so sweet. Here, have it. She wins.
So what did it do? I mean, I heard it was kind of powerful, but I was a little busy, like distracted. So, what does it do?
So
she's kind of assuming that Isabel probably used it as a lap blanket and attuned to it and might know.
Sure didn't. There's some cookie crumbs on it.
There are. You,
She'll pick them
Jalengi
off and
sort
eat
of
them and be like, oh.
casually over her shoulder, Jalengi will say, well, it's got your friend's essence is still in it. It makes you a little bit more undead, but only in good ways.
Rock will sniff it. Does it smell undead?
Does it smell like it's got somebody's essence on it?
What does essence smell like?
Isabel takes out some like hand sanitizer.
It seasons food really well.
No, can I
Bam.
tell?
PG-13.
It's like, ooh. Sorry,
yes,
Hasbro.
So it smells like you remember Bruce Killshatter smelling in life.
Okay,
It does
all right.
not have like a terrible stench to it or anything.
Yeah.
Does not smell like
unless he did.
something.
Smells
No,
like
I remember him smelling like this. It was like sandalwood and sawdust and stuff, like good stuff. But
roll on a table to see what Axe body spray it smells like.
oh God, no! Why would you suggest such a horrible thing?
I'm a monster.
So she
Is this gonna
says,
turn me undead though? I don't know if I've
no. It's just while you wear it, you don't suffer as many needs of the flesh, so you will be able to survive without air, food, or water, and you will also be immune to disease.
Oh, that okay? No, that's useful. That's super useful because like now I'm the only one who's not. Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say needs of the flesh?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just checking.
Now, is that when you say needs of flesh, you mean like eating and drinking, or do you mean like intimate time with other beings?
Oh, her like eyes glow again as she looks at the cloak and scrutinizes it, and she says, "No, I think you'll just food, water, and air."
Okay, good.
And she like turns red a little bit and then goes back to making
Okay. I mean, I'd probably be taking it off if that was to happen anyway, but that's okay.
Yeah, that seems Isabel's just like loudly eating cookies while watching, just like, I win again. Take that, other old lady.
Rock doesn't understand why everyone is suddenly so uncomfortable about this. All right, yeah, she'll take this cloak. By disease you mean like the demon plague?
Yes, I do mean like the demon plague.
Oh.
Awesome. Okay, we are now all officially immune to demon plague. Okay,
Can
so
I
what is?
choose to accept the demon plague, even though I'm
Sure.
immune to it?
Accept it into your heart.
Absolutely, you
I
can.
mean,
That'd be
It's up
pretty
to you.
badass.
Yeah. Rain's gonna go to all of the like homeschooled parent chicken pox parties, the demon plague popsicle parties, and
so is this
for
an
the good of
official
society?
thing, or is this something in the pantheon of the demon plague book,
Ooh.
which you can buy now?
This is actually an original James Intricasso creation that is not in the Demon Plague book, but you can and should buy the Demon Plague now over at roleplayingtips.com/demonplague. But yes, so yeah, it's something that I created. So yeah.
Awesome. You can send me details later. We can put it in D&D Beyond, and I can make it in D&D Beyond.
Whoa!
It's
What
like
do
we're all.
you work for, Lauren?
It's like I know how to do homebrew on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond, everybody.
Thanks
Hey.
to a series of successful articles written by.
All right, everybody, stop.
Are we done
this.
promoting stuff now?
Stop
Can
this
we
now.
done?
Moving on.
This is now your commercial break. Yeah, you can send me the details later. The important thing being
slash unhost.
Yes. So, Rock, the other thing you notice is while sort of this tomfoolery of needs of the flesh is being talked about.
It's not tomfoolery. This is like a normal thing that most beings would be concerned about, right?
Oh, sure. Yes, absolutely. It is totally a natural thing that no one should be ashamed of.
No, I am not.
Sorry, Hasbro.
So
I am not ashamed.
So as they are talking, as you're talking about it though with Isabel, you see out of the corner of your eye that for about 30 seconds, Jalengi the Wise pauses in making dinner, just sort of stares blankly, and then goes right back to doing what she was doing.
I'll make a mental note of that, but Rock is too polite to call her out on what that was right now.
Sure.
I would like to roll insight to see whether or not Jalengi actually forgot what the macaroni and cheese recipe was when she threw away the box already, and that she's just like trying to remember. I would like to roll insight on this.
Sure.
Thank you. Cool. She absolutely threw the recipe away. I got a nat one.
That's definitely what you're thinking. Just having a hard time remembering.
Like, I can't believe you didn't commit that recipe to memory. Pathetic.
And so she cooks up the macaroni and cheese, makes a big old pot of mac and cheese,
Cool.
and comes back with it and starts putting it on your plates. Is there anything else anybody wanted to do before dinner?
Not before dinner. Something after dinner. After she tells us what she knows about the place we're going.
Excellent. So she will over dinner. She spoons out the mac and cheese for those who want it, and then says, "So the Demon Plague dungeon, made to hold Zan Crown, but also made to be a malleable place, a changing place. You see, the elves who created his dungeon knew that Zan Crown might be able to wake again. And so they afforded this possibility that every time someone dies from the Demon Plague, there is a chance their soul will be brought into the dungeon and turned into one of its guardians. It is the part of the powerful magic of the place that this happens. The guardians, legend has it, are undead, restless spirits, and some of the most powerful people transform into devils, the natural enemy of demons. And so that is what I expect you to find in the dungeon. Each of the civilizations that has died will have created its own branch within the dungeon. You will find transformed elves, transformed dwarves, transformed goblinoids, and transformed humans. Indeed, even now, you may find people you knew who suffered at the hands of the demon plague and died terrible deaths.
Baba bites.
Yes, perhaps. Is that someone who died from the demon plague?
I forget her fantasy name, but yes.
Baobab is her
Baobab.
fantasy name. Yes. So she nods at that and says, yes, there is a good possibility you will see this person again.
I have a question.
Yes.
If we kill Zancrown, will they become their normal selves again?
They will pass on to the afterlife.
Oh, okay. That makes
If there
sense.
is no longer a need for the dungeon.
What if they're devils?
Their souls will be released from their devil form and go to whatever afterlife they have earned in this mortal world. So they could become devils yet again.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if they were like an asshole
Mm.
and then they became a devil and now they have to just go to the hells, it's kind of a step down, but they probably deserve it.
Yeah. Real quick D&D cosmology lesson.
Oh, I love
There's a
it.
plane associated with every alignment, and your soul, when you die, goes to the place where your alignment most matches. Unless you sell your soul to a devil, then you go to hell. Or if you are lawful evil, you also end up in hell. So that's sort of how.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When was the last time we killed a lawful evil person?
We didn't kill the
fairly-
gentleman, but
Fairly recently.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
uh,
No.
the
Oh
paladin.
yeah, that
Or the
one
mage.
dude.
or the bad druid.
Well, I was gonna say the
Breniform.
knight Breniform, yeah, who
Oh.
I hacked into 1,000 jillion pieces, and
Was he-
by the way,
He
felt
was
great.
evil.
He was. Wait, I
He struck me as
get
more
that he's evil.
neutral.
I would have said he's not lawful anymore. He's neutral.
I
I don't know. Who knows what he was doing
Yeah,
out
it's
here
hard
in the
to
middle of
tell, yeah, it's probably
our one
probably
encounter with
so,
him. Yeah. He
Uh,
wasn't
maybe, you
following
know,
any kind of
maybe
code.
just a shift in his perception of the law.
Right.
Yeah, but now we're getting into psychology
This
things.
is my other favorite.
I think the most important part is that I murdered him and felt nothing.
There you go.
So
He felt justified in that murder. Well, it wasn't
Oh,
murder. We
I
were
don't know if I feel justified. I just felt nothing.
Okay. I wouldn't call it murder, but yeah, okay.
I would. It was fucking vicious.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that it had to be murder. I thought it could be self-defense and still vicious.
Gotta write down this time code to turn that into a gift.
Yep. Evil laughter. Yeah.
Might have
Yeah.
to put Isabel down after this.
It's like, nope, I'm still chaotic neutral this
True.
time.
the true villain of the demon plague this time. So, and then the other thing that she will say is these factions within the demon plague dungeon do not all necessarily get along.
Ooh.
But you are going to either need to get along with or kill all of the various factions.
Or sneak by. Can we just sneak by and get the Zen Crown and kill Zen Crown, and then most of these will just go away, right?
Yes, well, you will need a key from each of them.
Oh.
Every time Zan Crown destroys a civilization, the Star Elves wanted it to be even harder for him to get out. And so every time a new civilization arrives, they get a key to Zan Crown's cell in the dungeon. You'll need those keys to get into the cell to get to him.
So,
But
sorry.
Do we really need a key? and
Oh.
Rock will just pat her lockpicks.
I'm afraid, Rock, this isn't that kind of key.
Oh,
It's like
No.
a spiritual key. You have to really want it with your heart.
I'm not good at picking spiritual locks yet. I think that's Thorsten.
So, do some of these factions hate each other so much that they're loyal? Like they hate each other more than they're loyal to Zangron?
Are they loyal to Zencrown?
Or they're not? Or they're
None within, I believe, are loyal to Zancrown, but
Oh.
things have changed over the years. I
Hmm.
try to send magic eyes into the place from time to time. It is extremely difficult for me to sustain anything there. I can say that the Guardians often have bloodshed among themselves.
Nice.
Do you
Philip, they've
have
got-
the
Go ahead.
names of the factions, or do you have any more information? Just
That's all I know.
hmm.
I'm sorry.
Do you know how
Isabel
many?
has like beaded librarian glasses that she's like taken out and she's like taking notes. Like, oh yeah.
How many keys then? Because that's the same amount of factions, right?
Yes, five. It
Five.
would be, yes. So you've got elves, dwarves, which are all now undead or devils, so they're none of these things. Elves, dwarves, goblinoids, humans, and then the people, current day peoples.
Wait, like other humans that are up here? People?
Current era. Hmm.
Well, this is Tomar's Crossing is a place of, it's got more than humans going on. It's got humans, dwarves, elves, half orcs, the occasional
Oh.
Aarakocra.
Not. I try to do the math in my mind of like, okay, so if we run into a dwarf, we have to figure out whether or not it's ancient dwarf or common era dwarf. And I don't speak dwarven, but Rain speaks dwarven.
Speak everything.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I spoke Dwarven before I spoke everything too. So
That's true.
I double speak Dwarven.
Do each of them have like a level that they stay on? Is this like they just have a section? They like Vestving, Eastving? Are they just
Each
all over
has
the
its own territory within the dungeon it has claimed.
What keeps the reanimation magic going? Is there a reagent? Is there an
The
artifact?
elf druids who cast the spell to create this gave their lives. Their souls power the magic of the Demonplague dungeon. Minas Herion, who used the magic to drop the glacier, they became ghosts.
Yes.
100 elves were used to cast the ritual that created the Demonplague dungeon. Their souls are now tapped for magic constantly to maintain.
Wait, you said 100 elves were used for the ritual? Like a
Well,
sacrifice?
They sacrifice themselves willingly.
Elzebel like casts a side eye at Rain, like, who are we helping?
This is why we need to kill Zencrum, because generation after generation, people just like punt this whole issue down the road and nobody just killed him.
Kind of feels like they deserved it at this point.
I'm sorry. They cast a spell knowing they would die, or it's like, hey, we need 100 elves. You. Come here.
Sounded like a sacrifice.
This is a very important
Self-sacrifice.
distinction.
Yeah.
Please.
The former.
Okay,
All
okay,
100
okay.
elves
Okay, that's fine.
cast the spell
Okay,
together,
well,
knowing they would die, but they had it was either that or succumb to the demon plague. Their
okay.
options were limited.
All right, I suppose that's reasonable. If really, really sad.
That's the same thing we keep hearing is we had no other options. We had to do this or die. No, I guess we're the first ones to come along and be like, and kill guy. We should just kill him.
Or
many people did not realize what they were tussling with. As you know, the civilization before you is where the druids came, and then their ghosts formed. And their ghosts were able to inform you about what was going on. Most people don't know where the demon plague had come from until it is far too late.
Okay, don't have to get defensive. That's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. No, it's
I'm not-
okay.
There's
Yeah.
always the option that
I don't have to bury my feelings, Isabel.
Isabel picks up a tea saucer and just smiles and breaks it straight in half.
How did you survive the
Oh,
glacier
no.
falling? I want to hear that story. How did that happen?
And so she says, yes. Well, the last time that the demon plague came through, it started to spread beyond the valley a bit, to a tribe of Aarakocra. And I was there helping the Aarakocra fight the outbreak so it didn't spread when the glacier was dropped.
So you were outside the valleys or the glaciers drop zone.
I was.
Okay. How'd the Aarakocra, how'd they end up?
Their tribe was decimated,
Oh.
but the survivors were able to live and found
A circus? Oh, sorry.
No.
No, that was just me. This might be like my my tribe up way in the mountains, being boring.
And she nods at you, Rock. She says, used to be not as far up in the mountains.
Well, someone has to watch the rift into the wind plane, which is so terribly exciting.
Well, they could also be helping save this world.
I'm sure they are by watching the rift into the plane of wind.
And she looks like bemused. He says, Rock, did you not want to watch the plane of air, the rift?
No, not really. It was boring. Do you know how often something comes through the rift to the plane of air?
Not often.
No, never in like 3 generations.
Well, that's like 75 years for you, right?
Yes, but that's like like I could have stayed there my whole life and nothing would have happened, and it would have been a noble thing to do.
But what if something did come through and no one was there?
Well, but there are people there. It's just not me.
Oh, I see.
I'm not saying no one should be there. I mean, yeah, I'm being like sarcastic and dismissive, but like I love them, and it is an important thing. It's just boring.
It sounds boring.
It is.
She agrees with you.
Sounds like a pretty sweet job to me.
Don't worry, Rock. Nobody's questioning your life choices.
The people who want to stay there, they're doing good work in case, like, it's the once every 3 generations or so that like a tornado comes through or something. I don't know. I didn't get that far in my studies before I got bored.
And she
1 year.
nods.
Like 2 months.
Like, ooh, this is some bullshit.
Here my entire life and nothing happens. Goodbye. Yeah.
So Jalengi looks at you, Rock, and gives like a respectful nod. She says, anyway, my appreciation for Aarakocra is sort of represented in the decor of my home.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, yeah, thanks, I guess. I don't, I find it creepy. It's like legs everywhere. It's really creepy.
They're not real bird legs, right? I look very closely at one after hearing
They
that.
are not. No.
If they were human legs, would you not be creeped out?
No, I agree. It's creepy.
Yeah, but that's okay. I don't have to live here.
I think it's charming.
That's okay. You can live
It's
here.
mildly appropriative, but charming.
She nods at that, and she says, well, it started as chicken decor. I used to have cows and pigs and all kinds of other things as well. But then I thought, why not just go one animal theme real hard? So I've been alive for a long time. I've done some redecorating in my time.
I can appreciate that.
Yes, there were the gibbering mouther days. That was quite a rebellious phase for me.
Do you have any of those limited edition gibbering mouthers?
Oh yes, of course. And she goes over to a cabinet and opens it up, and there's a mug shaped like a pile of eyes and mouths.
Yes. Isabel
and-
loves it. She screams. She does an old lady scream. She's like, ah! And she like grabs like a set of tea towels. She's like, I've been missing this set of tea towels.
and she says, "Oh, you
Full
could have
Avon.
them. You could have them."
Truly.
Yes, yeah, you're going to save the world, of course.
Oh,
of course.
I don't care what people say about you. You're so sweet.
Oh, well, they're probably right.
Isabel, you probably want to wait and don't bring it into the demon plague dungeon.
not?
Well, because what if like an accident happened? We come out after we're done and we'll pick them up on the way home.
If I die, this dies with me.
Can I have it? Can I have it if you
We'll
die,
bury
please?
No.
Ah,
I mean, if you
I'll bring
die,
it to
my
your
house is
son.
going to be buried in a glacier anyway, so.
I mean, one or two of us can die and we'll still kill Zank. I mean, that's just a possibility.
It's
Specifically,
possible
right.
we could kill him and he kill us and we all just die, but we still save world. I mean, that's possible.
This has been a delightful dinner.
Is there anything else we should know about do you have a map? Do you have a drawing? Do you have like directions to where he is?
I do not have a map or drawing or directions.
Are we
But you
walking
will
there
know
now
the
in
door to
this walking
Zancrown when you
house?
see it.
Oh.
What?
I'm saying, are we walking there now in your walking house?
We are on our way there in my
Hey.
walking house. Yes. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. This must have seemed like an abduction.
This whole time it's like,
Yeah. Where's
I
the
know.
lady
Don't worry
taking
about
us?
it, Rain.
so where are we going? So when we get there, like, is there anyone in these factions we should talk to? Like, who has the key? Is there like a leader?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
There probably are leaders of each faction. I have seen devils and undead of varying powers. So you'll want to look for the most powerful undead and devils. It's usually pretty easy to tell which ones those are. All are intelligent too, so you could talk with them. If you wanted
And
to.
what do the keys look like? You said they're not like normal keys.
Yes, they. The door to Zancrown's cell has no keyholes. I don't know what the keys look like. I just know he's locked up tight in there, and that was part of the spell cast by the elves so long ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Find 5 keys, kill Zencrown, go have
GG.
party with Thorsten's family. Oh no, wait, I don't know about that. Go have party.
I told you about the party.
Go have party with Thorsten's family.
I look at them like, what?
We'll have a party. It'll be excellent. His mother has been very
No
disappointed that
plans-
he won't
no
come
plans
home
for
to any
party.
parties. It's very
No
sad.
plans for party.
It's just the saddest thing that he won't give his mother the satisfaction of
Parties make me nervous.
And she says, yes, but sometimes parties for you are not really for you, Torsten.
Then why do you? Then don't tell me they're for me.
Therefore, defeating Zencrown.
Then I don't have to go if they're not for me.
Well, can they be for someone else and you go, or like just party? I mean, there'll be snacks. Snacks are good.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be cake. There'll be family.
I can't think of anything sadder than a son so proudly throwing away something that his mother has given him.
Is your mother actually throwing the party? We should definitely go if your mother's throwing the party.
She'll be so disappointed if he doesn't show.
Well, he'll only not show if you die, right, Thorsten?
Right.
Exactly.
We'll just have to keep him alive.
Torsten, okay, if Torsten lives, if we all have to die, that's fine. But Torsten has to live.
You're gonna live, so I have to go to this party, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
You do have to go to the party. Rock, tell him he has to go to the party.
I thought that's what we were all doing right now. You have to do your mom's like,
Listen, you're going to the party, and I shove you a little bit on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Are
Okay,
we
I'm
fighting?
going to my room. I'm going to my room. See what happened here?
Isabel eats more cookies like yes.
why are we fighting about the party? I don't understand.
Well, while they're arguing about the party, Torsten will go to his side of the hut and begin casting his legend lore spell for the Demonplague dungeon.
Whoa.
Excellent.
That's a good
Yes.
idea.
I don't know what this is. Wait, what is this?
Legend lore is a dope spell. So go ahead,
yeah.
Robert.
So it is a 5th level spell. It lets me it takes like 10 minutes to cast. So I can name or describe a place, person, or object. And then I get a brief summary of significant lore about the thing I name. It also, the more information that we have about it, the more precise and detailed the information we receive is. So that's why I wanted to wait till after after she told us what information she had. And so it says it's accurate, but it can be couched in figurative language.
This is magic Google.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's basically whatever information James wants to give us, he can.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Bardic lore from 2nd edition.
That's awesome.
Lore that may not be widely known.
That's right.
So you're burning some incense.
Mm-hmm.
So you all can smell this incense coming from Torsten's side of the hut.
I want to use my mother-in-law senses to see if it's really incense.
Bro, let me in, bro.
I'm sorry, we gotta stop.
pass that.
I'm sorry, please continue with the actual story.
I like the idea that we're all like arguing, but we all agree with each other about the party. We're like, yes, we will go to party. What's that smell? Is that patchouli? Someone smell patchouli?
Yeah, it's just Torsten chilling out in his room.
Yep.
And Jalengi's like, do you think I would be invited to the party?
Of course you would.
Oh.
Of course you would. Absolutely bring
save
some
the
of this. Yeah, bring some of your tea sets. They'll be a big hit.
Definitely roll up in this house.
No, maybe not the whole house. Or,
No, not the whole house.
It's creepy house. Anyway, Torsten.
Okay. So Torsten, you learn that you learn a couple things in addition to what you already know. So the Demonplague dungeon is laid out like a starfish almost, with 6 points. When you arrive in this vertex where all of these points converge. And then each one sort of goes off to a different guardian's place. And the 6th door is the door that is Zancrown's cell. So that's how things are set up in the Demonplague dungeon. And you also learn, you're going to learn some more stuff, but I'm scrolling through my notes here to make sure I'm giving you proper information.
Right.
So, in addition to that, you know that there are 5 factions. And so you know that the elf faction, the Duladaran Star Elves, were the first to arrive, and that the second faction to arrive was the dwarves. And for a long time, these factions worked well together. They didn't really have any problems other than the fact that the elves were a little bit upset with the dwarves at first for reawakening Zancrown. But, the dwarves didn't know. They had the good ignorance excuse, and so they worked well together. Now, when the goblinoids came down as guardians, they were welcomed by the elves, but the dwarves were not as welcoming. Many of the dwarves thought that this was an affront to the Demonplague and to their station as guards, and so the dwarves and the goblins do not get along, to the point where the dwarves will occasionally commit violence against the goblin guardians. The elves have remained sort of neutral in that conflict. When the humans arrived, they started to interpose themselves on behalf of the goblinoids. And since the humans arrived and teamed up with the goblinoids, there's been this sort of uneasy truce. The dwarves haven't done anything bad to the goblinoids, but as soon as they're able to, it seems like they probably will again. So you know that, and you know that new souls have already been arriving in the Demonplague dungeon, including Baobab. You do get that name. And You also learn that if a guardian dies in the Demonplague dungeon, the dungeon actually absorbs their soul, and then a month later, like, the guardian reappears back in the dungeon.
Oh.
So violence, well, maybe satisfying for these dwarves. They're not
That's funny.
these goblins. So those are the things you learn, and then you're also going to get some names, but I need to scroll through to grab these names for you. Jeez, you'd think somebody could have organized this information better.
John 4.
John 4. I cannot blame this on John 4, unfortunately.
Probably Ralakai's notes.
2 N's or R's, I forget. One of them has 2 in that name.
Here we go. So you know that the leader of the elves is a lich named Vaynala. Vaynala. There we go. You know that the leader of the dwarves is a woman named Jariet, like chariot, but with the J. And she is a vampire. I'm sorry, he is a vampire. As is his wife, Hema. And they rule together.
So wait, I thought when people got brought in there, they turned into devils. What was that part?
Devils or undead.
Oh, or undead. Missed that.
How do you spell Hema?
Hayma. Hey, Ma.
Wow.
But like A, like the straw.
I regret this.
You're not the only one. I wrote it, and now I'm reading it all out loud. So
you're the one that just called it out.
Yep.
Don't feel bad. We all miss Bruce Killshatter.
Bruce
Stop.
Killshatter, the greatest.
Names are hard.
The
bad.
leader of the goblinoids, hang on one second, is a vampire mage.
Whoa.
Yes. Named Legba. Legba.
What is he?
I recognize
before?
that spelling.
What kind of vampire?
She is so she was a hobgoblin.
Okay. Like Topher.
Like Topher.
Except a mage and a vampire.
Yeah.
Not like Topher.
Named
That's
after a guardian of the crossroads. Whatever.
We all love Topher because he wasn't a vampire.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was that the reason?
That
that's
was
a low
mage.
threshold for love.
That yeah, but
I don't know if that's a low threshold.
are you or are you not undead? Yes, I'm not gonna love you.
Ooh,
That's
take that,
basically-
Bruce Killshatter.
Revenants are undead.
Yeah, you know what? And it was a good thing he was introduced to me as my former father figure and not Revenant. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway,
You learn that Ellegre, Elle gray with an E. Ellegre is an Erinyes, which is a type of devil, and she wields a Vorpal longsword.
Whoa.
Cool.
Represents
Cool.
the human faction.
Cool. I think we're siding with the human/goblins, but whatever. It's like, yeah, Jariet and Hema are vampires, but they're like dwarf-sized vampires.
yeah, that's more evil in a smaller package. That's very concentrated vampire, and that scares me.
What's their move speed, though?
I mean, you're asking me. Rock thinks everybody's move speed is super slow, but I think any move speed for a vampire is too fast.
Yeah, it's
I'm
even better.
fast.
You are
And,
very fast.
Baobab
Ugh,
is the leader of the 5th faction.
Whoa.
Wow, she moves
Bam,
fast.
climbing that ladder.
And what kind of
she is
vampire
a-
is she?
Mummy Lord.
Oh,
What?
cool.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
Babs, our old pal, though. I think I gave her a medal or something. So
I
we're
think
in
she
with them
hated it,
already.
though.
No,
You mean your
Apparently.
secret medal as a way to mark people?
no, that never got out.
We also killed the shit out of her. So
She was already Velok, yeah.
Yeah, we did go to talk to her, and she was like, "I'm super strong," and then so like. Here is the ideal situation, which I know won't happen, but hey, we don't necessarily have to fight all these people. If we can convince them, hey, we're here to kill Zan Crown, and once they're dead, you get to leave. I can't, unless these people like being here, which they might.
It's always been so easy to convince people that we're here to kill Zancrown, and that's a good idea.
Lauren thinks this is a plan. Rock also thinks it's a plan, but she also sucks at convincing anybody of anything.
Are you talking about this plan in front of Jalangi?
No, I think at that point, because I think Torsten's just getting this information, so I
Yeah.
think we were just
Okay. Oh,
We were
sure.
just
That's true.
chatting.
I will definitely share.
Yeah,
all of it.
Torsten, you hear them talking about what food is going to be at the party.
Yeah.
And
All those hors d'oeuvres. I don't need to eat
Yeah,
food. but
exactly.
I will make an exception for this party because it sounds so awesome.
yeah, two of you now don't eat food.
Oh, yeah. High five. Team stealth. Team not hungry.
It seems stealthy. What do you mean not hungry? But snacks are good.
Snacks are great.
Snacks are really good. I
So,
like snacks.
can Robert tell if the leaders have the keys on them, or is that too specific?
He does not get that information.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no information about the keys.
So I guess you could get information that yes, you would know that each leader has the key. And you also get the information that they have been living in this Demonplague dungeons for so long and have been living in these tight quarters with each other, having their petty differences, that sometimes there are things more important to some of these people than their ultimate mission of defending Zancrown.
Okay,
So.
good. So we just gotta make some friends and then kill some not friends with the new friends.
And these are definitely spiritual keys.
That's what Jalangi said, right?
Yes, they are indeed
Are they really?
spiritual.
No, because remember
keys.
I made the joke about Torsten.
Yeah.
It's just being dumb.
No, you're
got him.
However,
Call that DM.
you learn that the keys
Cheers.
are all so the keys are all hidden in other objects. And they require magic to open.
Oh, okay.
The objects require magic. The keys require magic to use on
The
Zancrown.
objects require magic to open them to find the key.
Magic or murder?
Or I can just look because I can see everything.
Ask Legend Lore if we murder them, if that is the same as magic.
It is not.
Oh, well, I tried. Y'all all saw me try.
I will. Torsten would remember that Rock not only can sense the presence of illusions, shape changers not in their original form, and other magic designed to deceive the senses within 30 feet of you, but also I have blind sense. If you're able to hear, you're aware of the location of any hidden or invisible creature within 10 feet of you. He would know this. I am a divining rod. I am a divining rod for anything you need to find.
Okay.
I'll tell you that later when you tell me all of the stuff that you just found out from this awesome spell.
So yeah, that's all the information you get.
Awesome.
If I had time to work it up into a cryptic epic poem, I would have.
Oh,
Not expecting legend lore. I'm sorry.
darn.
Great. So no, that's awesome information. And then at some point, to give you time, if we have time later before we kind of think we're going to face Zan Crown, I will probably want to do it again then.
Nice.
On him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good call.
Awesome.
So, you are. It's getting on towards night. Is there anything you want to do before you bed down?
Get drunk. No.
Get drunk.
Yeah. Get drunk. No.
Can Rain even get drunk?
Can I get drunk?
I think.
I
you
mean, if
can.
I can choose to take the Demonplague disease despite being
Yeah.
immune to disease, then I can probably choose to get drunk.
So let me
Poison?
ask you a question: are you immune to the poisoned condition?
Right. Yeah. That's.
I will
I
look
know
it up.
you're immune to poison, right?
Can you be poisoned but immune to poison?
I'm immune to disease and poison, is all it says.
Yep.
Yeah.
No alcohol for you.
So technically, I mean, since we're making an exception for the demon plague, I would make an exception for this too.
Yeah.
You can turn off your body's natural defenses, but as a standard, you cannot get drunk, or you can choose to drink a lot of alcohol and not get
All
drunk.
right.
Is
That
how I should
means
phrase
we got to challenge one of these leaders to a drinking contest for their key.
Typically, devils and undead are also immune to poison.
But mummies and vampires?
Are undead?
Okay.
Do you want to drink anything that a mummy or a vampire is going to have lying around?
Yes.
That actually, like, Isabel actually, like, narrows her eyes and thinks about it. She's like,
Imagine the vintage.
that actually seems kind of good, yeah.
Right.
It
Rock,
might just
you
be
can't
because I've
drink.
eaten a lot of butter cookies.
You're not allowed to drink. You're still 7 or something.
So as you bed down for the
I'm-
night,
2.5.
2.5? Oh, okay.
I'm not that old.
You're just very mature for your age. That's all.
Wow.
um,
This is not
You all-
untrue.
you all go to sleep, and you wake up with a cry from Jalengi, who it's the cry is then suddenly cut short in her voice, and you hear a gurgle following that.
Oh,
I'm
no.
I'm in the room, daggers. There.
Yeah, I
What's
can't
going
be surprised, so I would also like to be in there.
Okay. So yeah, as you all run into the room, you see the hut has stopped moving and the top of it is torn off.
Oh, neat.
When you look up, there is this enormous creature. It has a head with 6 eyes, 3 mouths, and 3 noses. It's essentially 3 faces on all sides. Jalengi is dead, impaled at the end of its stinger because it has this giant scorpion body. Looks like a centaur, but instead of a horse, scorpion. Got this giant scorpion body with this scorpion tail, and she is impaled on the end of it, dangling over.
Okay.
This beast has many hands and claws coming out of its torso that it has ripped off the roof of the cottage with, and the night sky behind it is illuminated with this terrible green, sick color as it looks down at all of you, and all 3 of its faces speak at once with this horrible discordant tone.
Mhm.
And he says, "The instruments of my freedom are almost at hand. If you free me, this world will be yours."
Who are you?
And he says, "You know me by many names. This plague is mine. Gartorak, that is another name I go by. Zan Crown is another name."
No, we're here to kill you. And Rock will shoot at it.
You're slowing us down by killing our ride. You know that, right? You're just
Rock's
making
already-
it longer.
Rock's shooting. The Zane Crown, Rock's shooting it. I don't know what's going to happen. Lauren doesn't know what's going to happen. Rock is
Sure.
shooting. this
Roll
thing.
a hit.
While she's shooting, can I roll like insight or something on this because he's like free me, but he also killed somebody. So this like don't add up, sis.
Go for it.
The numbers are weird.
How? So he's really tall too, I would assume, because he ripped
Tall
off
enough
the-
to rip a house on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. 19.
Okay.
I don't know
Um,
anything about magic, but
I only got a 15 to hit.
Okay, so Rock, you miss. It just like bounces off of his skin, and he reaches down and picks up wind with one of his claws and
rude.
bites wind in half.
Cool.
Oh!
Okay.
Isabel, you Isabel suddenly disappears from everybody. Like just from reality.
Well, this is fucked up.
Wait, is she invisible? Is she? Because I can see through time and space, James.
She is gone right
Am
now.
I in the ethereal plane?
However, Rock, when you question this, you too are gone all of a sudden from this reality.
I should have hit. There's Isabel.
Wait a second.
Parlay.
Is Torsten there yet, or is it?
Oh yeah, Torsten, you're in there
Okay.
too.
What was my? So as I see those two disappear, what is my? I have the third eye. So once per short rest, I can use an action to. I guess I would see. I would try to see invisible.
Okay.
If they disappeared.
Sure. So what does the third eye do? Is it just see invisibility?
It just gives me basically see. Yeah, so I can choose either dark vision, ethereal, read another language, or see invisible. So that's
okay.
See invisible. If
cool.
they disappear.
So Torsten, you see this hideous monster, and your eyes glow. And then all of a sudden, Torsten is gone, and Rain, it's you and Zancrown there.
Is how I wanted it. I took my shirt off.
Reese's in
1v1.
pieces.
Let's go, bro.
All alone, Rain. And he begins to laugh, and out of nowhere, he vomits. One of his faces vomits, and as it vomits up the head of Kadra at your feet. And then Rain, you are the last to wake up from this shared nightmare. And all of you awake with a cold sweat from where you are.
Disgusting. I apply powder.
This. Yeah. Why am I
Immediately get up.
covered in vet?
Yeah, I immediately get up to make sure everyone else is still there and okay.
This is disgusting.
When you come out, you see Jalengi is in the kitchen, visibly frightened, and she is making tea. When you sort of come out into the hall to check on everybody else, Torsten.
Did Gorf have that nightmare too?
Yeah, Gorf is like shaking, and Gorf, doesn't need to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's really weird. It's extra weird that Gorf
Oh, I
doesn't-
wonder if Kadra had it too then.
Do rugs dream of electric sheep? Oh.
Crocheted shoes.
Crochet sheep. Yes, that's even better. Oh,
Ada?
I'm gonna be thinking about this all day. What do magic rugs dream about?
Normally,
I pet him like a cat.
You pet him like a cat.
Yeah.
He curls up in your lap like a cat.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm imagining like the little footstool from Beauty and the Beast, where it like
Yeah,
acts like
that's
a
actually
puppy.
a great way to think about
Yeah.
it. Yes.
That was
so-
annoying. Like he's gonna just like yell at us in our dreams now. He must be scared of us.
Yeah.
Jalengi pours your tea and says, "Well, he's awake now. It was stirring before, but he is full on awake."
what was that? What was that form that he took? Never seen anything like it.
That's what he looks like.
It's a lot of face.
He's that tall. It's really tall.
I have never seen him in person. His cell is warded so one cannot scry within, but it seems that he is able to occasionally send things out. I'm not sure what's going on there, why his magic grows more powerful when he wakes.
So, like, is he leaving the can he get out of his cell? Do we even need keys anymore? Is he now, like, just roaming around in the Demonplague dungeon?
No, he is still in his cell, but he can send the plague out from it. There's one option left here, and that's for you to stop him.
Yeah.
That was the only option before he decided nightmares were going to happen. Really?
That is true. That is true. And she's so she makes tea, and she sort of has you all sit with her, and she says, "We'll be approaching soon. You should get ready. Does anybody have anyone else they want to contact with this mirror before?"
I have a question. Can
Yes.
Torsten send a message of sending to Zancrown?
I don't know.
Does Torsten want to say
So
that?
he wants to get out, and we want to get him out. So maybe we can use Zancrown to help him get himself out, so we can kill him.
If
No.
wait. So Rock was asking about that just for informational sake, but if Zencrown gets out, is he easier to kill when he is inside the cell, or if he leaves? Oh well.
I cannot say. I would imagine it's roughly the same.
At least right now we know kind of where he is. If he gets out of cell,
Well,
can we even...
I'm just saying, like, maybe he can help us with the factions. I don't know. Just a thought to consider. Ends up, we kind of want the same thing right now.
Right now, yeah, we want him out,
And he wants to get out.
We want to get to him.
Yeah, we want to get to him, and he wants to get out. You know.
Seems risky.
Torsten, it's kind of up to you. I know that was not fun. I don't know if I'd fun to do that, but it's you.
I was just thinking about using contact other plane spell, which talks to an outer planar entity.
Is that the one where you can go insane?
Isabel is like sipping from her teacup and is just like, how long have you been able to do that?
Just in his spare time, he's been working on it.
Isabel is genuinely concerned at like the rate at which Torsten is gaining these mysterious powers.
Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards and Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
know, but like Isabel's like, what the fuck? I've known you for like
8
2
hit
months.
points to minor god.
I've been waiting to use these.
Oh my god, that's
Slightly
even
more
worse.
powerful, and he's like, funk.
Yeah, Isabel's just like, holy shit.
Now, you have to be one of the town council members of this small town when we're done with this, though, remember? No more talking to gods from other planes. You have to worry about
Talking
taxes.
to no more being a god.
Tax rate for the next quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
you have to go
So
back
point,
to like...
point being that I could, if it's possible, we could do that, or we could just find out other information from perhaps Eldath might help us. No,
Whoa, that's a big
find
deal
some
for you if you talk to Eldath.
I'd rather you talk to Eldath. He seems like a nice guy.
Yes.
I feel like of the two seemingly completely impossible choices that you have that are definitely blowing my mind, Eldath is the preferable one.
Do you also go insane if you try to contact Eldath?
Yes. It still hurts.
I mean, he's got
For a
25 words that he can send back to you. Can any of those? I mean, what could he say to drive you insane? Let's be honest here.
I mean, I feel like, well,
Perish.
that's for sending.
Can you
but
send a message
that
of
might-
sending to
that might help.
Eldath?
No, it would be.
Hey, I
contact.
really like you.
Yeah,
You're a cool guy.
I can do that on a regular basis.
Okay.
Yeah, Rock doesn't know
it's
what
called
the
prayer.
consequences. Rock doesn't know what the consequences of this are. So, like, it's kind of up to you whether you tell anybody.
Will
but
you help us, YN?
She's more concerned about like you really
I probably wouldn't like mention the consequences. Just like there are always risks with magic.
Well, don't
No.
go insane now.
So, yeah. Well, like, this is an option that we could try if we totally fail with the factions.
Definitely,
like, but
yeah.
right now, like, assumably the factions don't like him and would want to help us kill him, and
But it's their job to keep people out of letting him
Right.
out. So
Probably twofold, yes, to keep people out and to keep him in.
we know that some of them hate being guardians and don't want to be guardians anymore. So that's good. It's just a matter of finding the people who are still loyal to their job and maybe killing them. I mean, we only have to kill 5 people if need be, because they're 5 keys and they're
5 people
leaders.
and all the people that they're in charge of, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, the leaders have the
sure.
keys, and we only
The
need
leaders have the key.
keys.
How do we meet the leaders?
Because they know where the key is.
I thought they had the key.
How do we meet them? How do we get
Oh,
to the leaders?
We sneak in stealthily in the middle of the night. And
Isabel
then kill them in their
looks at her
beds.
plate
Yeah.
mail. It's just like,
Seems like a bad option.
and then we have to get past all of their followers to get to the door, right?
Sneak out in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Although we're in a dungeon, so there's really no night, so we can just do it whenever we
Do it
want.
whenever, exactly.
Yeah. It'll be
It's
fine.
4, 5 people, 1 hour each. It'll be 5 hours. That's
Oh,
all it'll
they're-
take.
What? Aren't there like ghosts and stuff? Won't they know?
It's always
stealth.
as easy as we consider it.
Remember when we tried to sneak up on a necromancer?
Oh, but he
Yeah.
ended up our ally, underlined, so it worked out.
Isabel actually sees there's like no way to argue around this.
Shalangi says, well, we're getting very close. Is there anyone else you want to contact with this mirror?
Rock very pointedly looks at Isabel.
Isabel ignores Rock.
Rock doesn't have to blink very often.
I want to see. I want to talk to Summit Skullcleaver.
You think a child has never
wanna
attempted
talk to
to get
someone?
my attention? Okay.
All right. So yeah, you are going to talk to Summit Skullcleaver then.
Isabel leaves the room.
No,
I'll
I
tell him
grab-
you're dead.
I grab Isabel and
Oh my
sit her
God.
down.
You really want to? You want to
I
try?
was gonna say, I don't think
Let me
there's
do a
any,
strength check. You want to do
Don't make me-
athletics? I'm
hey,
proficient.
Don't
I'm
make me use my portent.
expertise.
You're gonna be seeing Eldath real fast, buddy, if you don't let her do it.
Don't make me use my portent dice.
You're gonna use your portent? Okay. Go ahead. What Isabel, roll it up.
James, this seems auto failure right here. Come on,
This,
spend an
this
auto
is
failure.
the most
true.
angry
Yeah,
I've
good
been in a
point,
long
good point. I
time.
forgot about that, Rudy. Josh Long, thank you for this wonderful auto failure.
This is the first time I'm ever going to say this. Josh Long,
Yeah,
thank you
thank
for
you,
this
Josh
auto
Long.
failure.
Okay.
So yeah, you
That's
you sat down in a chair, and the chair's arms, which look like wings, fold over you, Isabel.
Oh, now Rock doesn't like this anymore. Oh, really creeped out.
No,
is
it's
what you
fine. If I
wanted.
have to be here, you have to be here.
I'm not leaving. I'm just creeped out.
Good.
So yeah, you use the mirror. Summit Skullcleaver appears, and he is in his workshop, and he is sawing up some wood. Looks like he's maybe building some carts, and he's sweaty and manly, and looks up.
I pick up the cards that Isabel was showing me yesterday, the one that says, "Before I go, I just wanted to talk to you." And I smile and I pointed it and I hold it up to her.
Wow.
Isabel smiles back and like doesn't say anything, but she's thinking about that 1/3 of your treasure that you owe her.
And he says,
I don't need money. I got love. Sorry.
Wow.
Torsten, hey,
And that's
some
when I
weird
step out.
wizard stuff going on.
Yeah, that's when I step out of the way and Isabel's there.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi.
You lace your shirt?
Well, no, I was just. It gets hot when I'm working, so
Yeah.
I didn't realize you would call,
Oh,
and I didn't
no,
realize
it's
that
fine.
your friends were gonna be in this magic. I would have put on
It's
a
very
shirt. And, like,
strange. I'm sure. I'm
like,
sure you would. No, don't
struggling
do
to
my
cover
account.
up
It's fine.
now.
No, you look
Feel
fine. It's fine. It's fine. How
As this
you
conversation
doing?
happens, Rock is going to just reach out and grab her friends and like slowly start to back out of the room. Now that
No,
this
no,
is
no, no,
starting,
no. No, no. Rock, where are you going, sweetie?
We'll just be over here.
Are you sure? No, you could stay in here with us. You really wanted to be
We're
here.
dead.
It was
We can't
so
talk.
important.
It was, and now it's no longer important. Bye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I'll remember this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Thorsten.
I hope you catch on fire.
And so
And
as
we all
they leave the room, I guess, says, so how'd it go? Did you find the druid?
Yeah, we found the druid.
It's good. It's good.
Mhm.
So why you calling?
I don't know. Torsten wanted to call you. He's very needy.
And he like gets a knowing smile on his face.
Of
But you're not, right?
course not.
You know, Isabel,
Mm-hmm.
I really love that about you.
Aw. Gay. Isabel laughs,
He
but
looks
there's
surprised
no
and
humor.
laughs.
Yeah, Isabel laughs, but there's no humor in it.
And he says that chair is holding you in place, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If I could break it, I would absolutely do it. But it's also very comfortable, so I'm not even going to try. Though, I bet I could do it.
I know you could do it.
Thank you.
And then he says, you know what's cool about you?
Why don't you tell me?
I didn't expect a call like this, and you know, magic. This is all very strange. So obviously, but even if I knew you were capable, I wouldn't think this would be your kind of thing. And obviously, it's not. But I'm glad that it happened. But I knew you were coming back anyway, and that this wouldn't be the last time I saw you.
Well, of course. I mean, if we die, then what's the point in worrying you? You'll be dead too. And if we don't, I'd be back anyway.
Comforting.
Always.
So no matter what happens, we'll be together.
Sure. I suppose. I haven't gotten
Sure.
tired of you yet.
And he laughs again, and he says, there is somebody I thought you might want to see. And he says, look who stopped by.
Don't love it.
And your grandson toddles into the frame.
Oh no.
And he holds them up and he says, when I heard there was an outbreak of Demonplague at Fort Kickass, I figured you would want them back here in Tomars. So we're here, the whole crew. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, Isabel heaves like an enormous sigh, and she'll just, I suppose my son wants to talk to me.
And then, like, without, before Summoth has a chance to respond, Baratus's face comes into the frame.
Oh, sweetie, no, you need to back up.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Sorry, you know, magic is not really my. Is this how?
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's fine.
Is that good?
That way he fills up the whole frame. She's positioned him so he fills up the whole frame, and there's no room for Clegga.
Excellent. Yes. So, Mom, are you okay?
I'm absolutely perfect as always, dear.
I should have come with you. I really should have come
I
with
don't
you.
think so, though.
Well, Mom, you know we're proud of you, right?
Of course I do, sweetie. It'd be very difficult not to be.
And Claga, can you drop that card? Yes. I wanted you to know that I care about you.
Ooh. Well, that is very sweet and wholly unnecessary to tell me, because I will see you very soon. I love you. And I will see you very soon.
and you can see his eyes focus, so he's looking at you and not like beyond. At
No.
cards or anything.
She is looking not at the mirror and beyond the mirror.
And he says, "I love you too, Mom, and I've never been prouder of anybody in my whole life."
And you never will be again.
And the call ends.
Meanwhile, in the other room, even though they're far enough that nobody can hear, Rock can hear, and Rock has been under her breath being like, and then she said that she
I'm
loves
definitely
her.
trying to listen in.
Rock is just
You
leaving
guys
a
are
running
stuffed
commentary in the
and-
corner, just like, and then they said this. Oh, and then she said this. Oh, she sounds like she really means it.
And the
Sounds
wing
like
arms of the chair let go, Rock,
Mhm.
or Isabel, sorry, and you are able to stand. And when you open the door, you see Rain with a cup to the door, listening, and Rock telling everybody what is going on.
I would like to hold my hand out for the cup.
I hand it to you.
I would like to crush the cup in my single hand.
Yeah, you do.
I love
And
you
she
too,
just-
Mom.
She just smiles. She's like, "Thank you so much for all of your help. I will never forget this."
No, you won't. It'll be great.
And when that happens, the hut lurches to a stop, and Jalengi says, "Well, we're here," and opens the door to the hut. And before you, you can see there is this mound of dirt, and just before that giant mound of dirt, there is this seal in the ground that it is like a copper seal that looks tarnished and has an image of a dwarf on it. And Jalengi says, "This is it, Maragath's prize," and that is where we will stop for this extra special
I
episode
wanna-
of the Demon Plague.
I want to use the mirror, and then all of us can line up and call Bajalin and just go, "Bajalin, you suck!" as one, and then hang up immediately.
And that's the last thing we do.
Yeah, that's gonna make Isabel feel way better.
You just see tears well in his eyes as it
Yeah,
shuts
right.
down.
It's like I imagine him sleeping in bed, and then all four of our faces appear suddenly around him and tell him he sucks, and then disappear. Oh my god, what was that?
I love it.
So that happens, and so we'll pick up right here next time with the Demon Plague.
Yay!
In the meantime, let's very quickly go around the table. Where can people find you, TK?
Anyway, it's me. It's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet, and if you like reading spooky stories, then you can read them at tkjwrites.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. I play in some games, and I have a schedule in my pinned tweet, and you can click on that, and it's great. Super big news. We just finished Tales from the Mist, but I still have more exciting announcements, and one of them came out yesterday with Artifacts of the Guild was released. So you should buy that. Or don't. I'm not your dad. Or do. I helped edit that, and I know that there are at least a few people that I know that helped contribute to it. So that's great.
This guy right here. This guy right here was a
Hey.
contributor. Yeah,
Yeah.
very fun. Made it a gold bestseller overnight.
Yay!
Snagged that #1 spot. So yeah, pretty
Rude.
cool.
Just kidding. That's it. Goodbye. Buy my book. Buy any of the books that I've worked
Yeah,
on.
that's right.
The
Buy-
multiple books.
Buy their books with an
Please,
S.
yes, please God, I just filed my taxes yesterday.
Yes. And Robert, where can people find you?
Hey, I'm Robert Diducci. You can find me on Twitter at Radu76. Go check out scavenger.net. It is an apocalyptic game world that's going to come out for 5th edition sometime soon. If you go to scavenger.net, you can sign up for the playtest, which is going to come out this week. So check that out, and check out Forbidden Library, which is currently on the Kickstarter. James and I are both working on that. So go check out that if you want a cool adventure and library supplement.
Excellent. Excellent. And how about Lauren? Where can people find you?
Oh, hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You might know me as Oba Crazy. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond. Come join our Discord. I'm on that a lot. because I like chatting about D&D. You can also find me as the DM for Dungeon Drunks, which is a podcast that comes out every Monday. And I also play a Dragonborn cleric on Heroes of the Vale, which comes out on Wednesdays. And I know a bunch of us are going to be at the Descent, and I'm going to be there doing both those things with all of my friends. And yay, and come see me there and follow me on Twitter. And I don't have any books because I'm not that cool. Bye.
And Rudy, where can people find you?
Hey, you can follow me on Twitter at Rudy Basso. Head to don'tsplitthepodcastnetwork.com for lots of great podcasts, including this streamed show is also a podcast. Comes out every Wednesday-ish. Lots of other great actual plays, interview, analysis shows, and we will be having an announcement not on the 22nd, James, is that correct?
So we need to talk about, I think it will be a soft announcement on the 22nd and then push later.
Yes.
So keep an eye on our social media channels because we'll probably be retweeting some people and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. And then finally, where can people find me?
Yes.
James. Sorry, we didn't roll many dice, so there wasn't a lot of chance for giveaways. But I'm at the don'tsplitthepodcastnetwork.com. I'm on twitter.com /James and Jacasso, and worldbuilderblog.com is where you can find me. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of our Demonplague journey here. And we will be descending into the Demonplague dungeon with episode 30 next time. Holy moly. Until then, don't let the demons bite, Rudy.
Bye.